And when you're an entrepreneur, that's what you do full time. That's how you feed your family. That shit is not a game, man. It is not a fucking game. And I don't think a lot of y'all understand that. Not just in the music industry, but just in all industries. Like, everybody wants to be financially free. We live in this Shark Tank generation, right? Shark Tank has been this huge influence on how we perceive entrepreneurship and how we perceive being financially free and being rich. Like, we're seeing people go on Shark Tank, introduce a product. They got 15,000 in sales over the past 12 months. Mark or Kevin or Lori or Damon or Barbara or the guest shark or whoever, they invest in them. And now these people become millionaires. And we're seeing that shit. It's the lottery ticket mentality. And everybody thinks like, shit, they can do it. I can do it. Like I talked about before in season 1, we talked about the poker boom. That's the exact same reason that poker blew the fuck up. Because in 2003, Chris Moneymaker, literally, that was his last name, Moneymaker, won the World Series of Poker. So everybody that thought that there was a plumber or whatever, that they could win poker. They can become a millionaire off of poker. It's the same thing with entrepreneurship. But I'm telling you, this is not a fucking lottery ticket. This is not a poker tournament. This is none of that. The only way that you're going to get money off of being an entrepreneur is if you work the hardest you've ever worked in your fucking life. And I know some of y'all think that y'all work hard, but just because you wake up at 4 a.m., you clock in at 5 a.m., and you get off at 9 p.m., that doesn't mean you working hard. That means that you showing up. And that's par for the course. In entrepreneurship, that's not even like, not showing up isn't even, that's like not breathing. But when you work, showing up is 60 to 70% of it.
What up, world? Hemingway checking in, and I'm back with another episode of Unwritten Rules. Now, if you are not aware, Unwritten Rules is a series that I created basically just to relay my experiences of things that I've done so far in this career to grow my fan base and try to basically further my come up. And things that I learned is like, with this entrepreneurial shit and this music and creative entertainment shit, there is no handbook. It's a whole lot of unwritten rules per se. So it's things that I feel like I can either relay that people have not experienced, or if I see some information from an interview or, a podcast or something like that, and I can kind of analyze it and break it down and also relay my experience. I like to do that as well because I take in a lot of that information, interviews, podcasts, things like that. But before we go any further, y'all know the drill. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, ring that notification bell so you'll get all my notifications for my music videos, my reaction videos, my new episodes of my Unwritten Rules, my story times, all the things like that I do on my YouTube to keep this thing rotating and growing. And make sure you share this video if you like this video. Now, the clip that I had at the beginning of this video was Dorian from Group82 music group. And this was a clip from his podcast. And he basically was just talking about the Shark Tank generation. And I kind of like that he used that term because I actually like to watch Shark Tank, and when I had cable and I was watching TV like that, because it's been around for a while. A lot of people watch it. A lot of the new like entrepreneurial boom that we had over the years, like a lot of people really like to watch that show and try to get their information from that. And it's some things that people know about the actual show and they pay attention to it, and there's some people who are just kind of blinded and watching it on the surface and don't pay attention to it. And the second thing that he mentioned was also just that particular show and things like that mentality, making people think that entrepreneurship is very easy. So with the Shark Tank mentality, it's like these people see that and they do think, oh, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. I want to do it too. I want to do exactly what they did. But what people don't realize is a lot of these businesses, they come there and they're trying to expand their business. They've already put in hell of amounts of work and they've already done certain things and generated money that is worth them being invested into. And there's still a lot of people that don't realize that about shows like that. Like, people don't just come up with something and been doing it for 6 months to a year, barely got any sales, only sold a few $1,000s and get invested in like that. Now, when they do see the people that have worked and got invested in, a lot of people think that once they get on, they just blew up. Like, even if it's like a record deal, if somebody, a record label is just a bank, they're going to invest into your career. Once you get on, you still got to put in work. If you are a business and you're selling whatever socks and one of those sharks invest in you, once you get on or get that investment and that whatever those funds are, you still got to put in that work for that brand, that business to grow, because they're not trying to do anything but dump their money into you and for you to keep working so you can get more out of the whole situation for the both of y'all. So with all that being said, people will get in positions and think that really once you get on or get an investor or certain things like that, especially being an entrepreneur, that it's just going to be easy and smooth selling, and that shit is not true. He also mentioned people like really thinking they're working hard and not really working so hard. One thing I know that I personally had to grow and realize was like, I was working hard. I still do work really hard in a lot of ways, but I wasn't necessarily being productive. And that's some shit that you have to learn. And anything that you do, once you go through those stages and those phases of what you're doing and your goals, like now I know exactly how to be a little bit more efficient, which is why I'm hitting out with way more YouTube videos. Like I went on an upward phase of learning and growing and equipment and new shit and doing this and quality, to kind of cutting this shit back down to like I do all my videos on my cell phone right now, just because that's just how I'm living right now. Like I ain't got time to be setting my shit up and doing the extra shit that I need to, that would be needed for me to do certain things that need to be a little bit more quick and more consistent, like vlogs or these type of series. Now, if it's a music video or something, then yeah, or something that I have to be more in detail about, but I have to find a way to scale my shit and be balanced and keep it coming consistent. So I worked really hard for a long time, and it's actually just a mentality of mine to really work hard. Like that's just naturally who I am. But you have to learn as a person and whatever you're doing to learn to work smart. So it's the one thing about this shit. Like I'm a part-time entrepreneur and I want to be full-time, but I do realize it's gonna take a whole lot more work than I thought in the beginning of this shit. That's just real. I love to make music and all that, and that's the goal to grow as an artist. But like all of that shit takes a whole lot more work than people realize in the beginning. And over increments of time, I realized that, and I learned, and I, you know what I'm saying, taking shit in and make me realize that. But now it's just like, okay, like it's really like a whole another immense level of work that you got to do to really just be focused and be successful to be a full-time entrepreneur. And a lot of that shit was me doing too many things and having too much on my plate. So now, like I said, I know how to I've condensed some things, and I know what to kind of give up and give off to other people, so that I don't have to really stress myself out with every single thing that I'm doing creative. I've been showing up for, you know what I'm saying, a long time, but now that other, like he said, showing up is like 60% of this shit of being an entrepreneur. And if you don't show up at all, you basically just dead. Like showing up and moving at the least, that's just gonna get you, like something can happen from just showing up. But once you put in that extra 40% of like actually focus and hard work, like you really see this shit start to turn. And there's always going to be a period of time where it's like you moving up, you're doing a lot, you're getting a lot of content, practice, reps, whatever in, but you're not really getting a lot of the outcome that you expecting or the ROI. And then it just starts to slowly come, and it trickles, and then it snowballs. And that's really how this shit works. Whether you're a business, you're selling something, you're promoting, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how this shit work. You have to really, there's gonna always be a period where you're not gonna see nothing for a while, but you gotta just keep focused on what you're doing and keep working. So these videos, these unwritten rules, even the reaction videos at this point is something that you know what I'm saying, I'm not the hugest fan of reaction videos, but it helps grow my page. It brings people to my page, and it's usually people that are music related and that are fans of music. So that's always welcome. The unwritten rules is trying to give you music related or entrepreneurial, entertainment, you know what I'm saying, information and things that you can use as an artist or a brand, producer, engineer, any of that shit. And even, you know, morals and just like life, just how to move on. That's what I'm trying to throw some of those in there as well. And yeah, man, like that's what all this shit is for. And I'm trying to, I'm doing and creating this content specifically to get a schedule and get a structure and scale this shit out and balance this shit out, man. So if y'all got any podcasts, if y'all got any videos or interviews that y'all think that I should check out, anybody who gives good information, or if you think it might be something that I can kind of give good commentary on or maybe relay experience, just let me know, comment down below. Until next time, I go by the name of Hemingway. If you like this shirt, y'all can check this out on my website, theleaderslegion.com. This shirt is for sale. Still At It is a series. That's the EP. That's my playlist on all streaming platforms. Y'all can go stream that as well. But again, I go by the name of Hemingway. Until next time, I'm out.